Just, I don't know, in my opinion, I think that, I don't know, there's something a little bit childlike about it, a grown man to be playing games, and it is a huge, huge turn off for me, and I'm bloody glad my man doesn't play video games.
I'm not gonna lie, I would rather a man play video games than go out there fucking partying and drinking, or I don't fucking know, doing something else. I cannot, man.
I don't have anything meaningful to say about this. I just want to tell her to shut up. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Manukora. And of course, my company, Lions Tea Exchange. In addition to my regular wonderful flavors, I now have 3 new limited edition flavors that are now available on the site for pre-sale. I think they're all really good, but I am a huge fan of the peppermint white chocolate, but you guys seem to be really excited about the bourbon barrel chai. No surprises there. I also have these beautiful wooden gift boxes that are available too for pre-sale for the holiday season, or just generally if you want a beautiful box. And as you guys know, these are made here in the US of A, and the company that I work with plants a tree for every order placed, which honestly I think is pretty cool. I will link all of this in the description box if you would like to support my channel and my tea company. It all means a lot, and I love you guys very much. Okay, back to the video. Now, I know I'm slightly late to this conversation because it took place a couple weeks ago, but a lot of things were also happening during that time. Like the mystery of who is eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
And I needed to show you all my breakdancing prowess, okay?
Wait, she's playing Black Knuckle.
Now,
I didn't even realize it.
A few weeks ago, the conversation, or the debate, if you will, around men playing video games being unattractive was once again resurrected. This has been going on for quite some time, but periodically, someone, somewhere, for some reason, brings it back up. And every time this happens, it seems that people want to congregate around the idea that men playing video games is bad, and gaming is bad overall. Say the people who probably...
My dad is a freaking boomer, and he loves Age of Empires. He works really hard at work, and my mom, quote unquote, lets him play video games because he works very hard and that's fun to him. Like, what? What is wrong with, like, having fun on video games? It's sad. Age of Empires, such a W. Yep. He loves Age of Empires, and he only prays the Britons. Don't know why. I've told him to play other factions, and he doesn't care.
Like crocheting or something. Depressingly, when I started looking for videos on this issue, I actually came across this bizarre trend on TikTok where women say that their men being happy while playing games gives them...
Listening to your man on his headset to his... Why is she... Oh my god, this has gotta be rage bait. To his Xbox pals ick activated. Yeah, I don't know.
The ick. So there's that.
Shut up, kill yourself.
Just launch me to juke it up at this point. Anyway, this time the conversation started when conservative commentator Liz Wheeler posted a graph of the hobbies women reportedly find the least attractive.
Yep.
At the top of the list was playing video games, followed by collecting...
Man, collecting figurines! I love that shit. Magic tricks, online trolling. This is a based pastime. I had a friend in school, and his dad would troll on forums so much that his wife told him to stop, and he still wouldn't stop. They would troll on Facebook, and then they transitioned it to trolling on forums. I don't know what the forums were, but it's boomer forums probably. But I don't know. It's just funny. His wife told him to stop, and then my friend told me that his mom told him to stop, bro.
Figurines, magic tricks, and online trolling. But apparently, we all love a good bird watcher. So that's a win for the birdophiles. I have absolutely no idea what bird enthusiasts are called. Birder. Well,
a birder. I don't know, man. I think birds are nice. Like, birdophiles is crazy. Why? You like birds? Birdophile.
At least that's memorable. I guess that's an improvement on what the train people are called. Hootie tooters? Hooter tooters?
What are train enthusiasts called? Rail fans, rain buffs, railway enthusiasts, train spotters, furunculus. I don't know, man. I don't see railroaders. Whoa!
This graph, which obviously is not based on real evidence, was posted along with Wheeler's commentary, which read, "This is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond
Shut up, bitch.
red flag. Like,
Shut up, bitch.
deal breaker zone. It's weird so many dudes don't get this." You want to know what I don't get? Why it's taken me so long to hear about the wonderful sponsor of today's video, Manukora. I have spent most of my adult life in search of sugar. I'm kind of like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings about it. Precious. And the older I get, the more that I realize sugar's not that good for you. But what if I told you there was a sweet alternative that tasted good and was good for you? Well, there is, and it's called Manukora. Manukora honey is pure, single-origin Manuka honey found
Manuka honey is so expensive, bro.
only in New Zealand. It's rich, creamy, and supercharged with unique antioxidants and prebiotics. It actually has 3 times more than your average honey. So yeah, take that, normal honey. Manukora honey supports immunity, helps with digestion, boosts energy, and is great for assisting with inflammation. It's also this beautiful golden color, and it's a definite game changer if you're anything like me and use honey in tea or on sandwiches. I also like how my little starter pack has this cute little spoon and these honey sticks, which could be completely cool if you're munching on the go. Best of all, Manukora honey has a natural antibacterial compound called MGO that is only found in Manuka honey.
I'll tell you what, when we lived in New Zealand, this shit is still expensive. Even if you don't import it, it is hella expensive.
The higher the MGO count, the higher the levels of nutrients and antioxidants. And Manukora has some of the highest MGO honey on the market. And if you don't believe me, your Manukora lid has this little QR code that you can scan to trace your honey and all its unique information, which I think is pretty cool. So if you too want to embrace a good sweet thing, then click the link in the description or head over to manukora.com/Sydney for $25 off when you buy a starter kit.
Whoa.
After a huge amount of pushback, Wheeler followed up with a few additional posts, including another tweet where a woman wrote, "Women don't dislike video games because they're geeky, we dislike them because they're antisocial and consumption-based. Like if a woman said TikTok or online shopping was her hobby."
Okay, first of all, you talk to people in video games most of the time. Like, yeah, I don't know. I've met some girls out there when I worked in the workforce, and they would say, "Oh, I love TikTok. That's what I do in my spare time sometimes when I'm scrolling in bed." And I'm like, okay. Everything you buy is consumption? Yeah, I don't know. It's like a very vague word a vague thing to say. Also, women are more materialistic, for sure. Just on average.
Hobbies should include actually doing, making, or learning something. Last time I checked, gaming is doing something? What is this? What am I even reading here? Doubling down even further, Wheeler also wrote that video games are sedentary, consumptive, fantasy steeped in immorality that have serious negative real-world side effects on the men who play them.
Oh my god. Woman, shut up! You have no idea what you're talking about.
This tweet was very long, so I'm just going to summarize the generality of it, which was that video games are a net negative on society based on the fact that they reportedly lead to aggressive behavior, desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders.
So does shopping. Shopping can lead to addiction if you're an addict and you need gratification. Everything needs to be done in moderation. Food addiction, drinking, going out and seeing friends can lead to sex addiction. Like, just take everything that they said and you can extrapolate into bullshit. I can bullshit too, honey. I can, Miss Liz.
And so on and so forth. She also asserts that women are attracted to men based on a man's ability to protect, provide, produce, and procreate. Hobbies that illustrate that ability are attractive to women.
I could extrapolate that being good at shooters makes you, like, fast reaction times, which can, like, lead to protection or whatever. I don't fucking know, man. Like, it's just, like, a bunch of bullshit that I could pull out of my ass, too, if I even thought about it for, like, 2 minutes.
That do not are not. Not to be a jerk, at least not intentionally, but isn't reading sedentary? And isn't buying random female crap for your house consumptive? Do you want
So true. Getting that 15th Stanley Cup.
want to go and have a conversation with the immoral smut-reading ladies over on Book Talk? Would you like to?
Oh my god. Book Talk. Ew. Where they talk about getting fucked by werewolves and shit? Ew!
To have a word? I really don't mean to be so sarcastic about all of this. It just really irritates me. Of course, the icing on the cake here is the entire live stream that Wheeler decided to make about this topic, addressing the blowback that she'd received and saying that lots of people were unkind to her about it and she didn't like that, which honestly, like, yeah, fair enough. This video is really long and she burned through a lot of points very quickly and we don't have
How does this bitch have her own show? This is impressive. Man, I want my own show. Give me millions and millions of dollars. I could do a good job.
time to unpack them, but I overall felt really irritated watching Wheeler's live stream, and my takeaway was just generally, tell me you've never played video games without telling me you've never played video games. She again brought up that it makes people more desensitized and prone to violence because apparently we're resurrecting 90s talking points.
Oh my god, this was literally debunked, man. This was literally debunked by, like, scientists, man. This is a bunch of baloney.
I don't know. I thought we were over this. Look, I don't know Liz personally, and so I don't want anyone to perceive this as me attacking her because she seems like a nice lady, but I do find
I just think she's kind of stupid.
her opinion and this extended opinion really frustrating. I think there's a trend on the right side of politics where some conservatives in particular like to fully reject and stomp on really important cultural and entertainment-based mediums.
Oh, I get this shit all the fucking time. People are like, oh my god, Alana is a right-winger with the right-wing opinions, but because she's an anime girl, it means that she's like a pandering little bitch, and therefore she's a grifter. I get this like on the daily pretty much, like at least once a week, if not more. It's the same thing! It's so stupid!
And even if the intention behind that is a noble one, I still think it comes across as really controlling and fun policing. Listen, even people with daddy issues don't want to be parented this hard. I mean, they do want something hard, but it's not parenting.
Excuse me?
All of this to say, in the long run, I don't think it's very helpful, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with that, and that's okay. Feel free to scream at me in the comments.
No! No!
Anyway, about a week later, another video popped up where a woman called Bex from the radio show 102 Philly was similarly articulating why she doesn't like men playing video games. Okay. She said that it was lazy and generally unproductive.
But the whole gaming thing...
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because...
It's just lazy. It feels...
But... Would you rather they be sitting in front of the TV? Is that more productive? Why the voice changer? For copyright. They'll get copyright strike, that's why, probably.
Like, unless you're getting paid, and there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate. Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem? Like, Jacqueline has a big problem with it too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if
I hate people like that, man. I really do. There's nothing wrong with like working 40 hours a week and coming home and turning on your PlayStation, bro. If you have other responsibilities and you like tucked your kid in, or like you did all your chores, you did your laundry, and you sit down, you want to fucking play a game, go the right ahead, man. There's a difference between like turning on your video game as soon as you get home and ignoring everyone else, or forsaking every other responsibility and just wanting to play a game to relax, man. It's so weird.
If I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention. So why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's it. I knew it. I knew it. You women want to task us so bad.
No.
True. You should be doing something instead of just sitting on your ass. Yeah, this guy's on it. This guy's on point.
That you're so pissed that we're taking time from doing something.
No.
Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time to do this video game?
Here's the thing.
Here's all the things you could be doing.
Here's the thing.
Me scrolling on TikTok and watching Kim Kardashian on like an iPad or whatever, yeah, that's different. You men are all the same. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Enjoying it, but you could also be planning something nice for us. You know what?
Why don't you plan something, you dumb bitch? How about you plan the day that the dude takes you or something along those lines? Like, what the frick? What do you mean? Oh my god, these people are so... This is what I think the problem is. There's women out there who think that that life with another person or another man, whatever, has to constantly be like on a first date basis. I think that it's important in a relationship to have date nights like once a week or something, or once a month, depending on your schedule. Maybe you're really busy. But there can't be a honeymoon phase all the time. You can never go back to like when you had like wild sex, or like, you know, like you were being all wild and the hormones were flowing in like the first like 2 weeks, and then they start complaining to their divorce lawyer like, my man don't love me no more, man. I need to divorce him. He used to be so loving and Casanova in the first fucking year or two, and now I'm fucking... This is why people break up on average after like 6 years, because they start thinking, I think that the time we had in the first 6 years was amazing, and now things are simmering down, and now I'm bored. That's like an actual statistics. Look it up. Average is 6 years, I'm pretty sure, I think. Well, yeah, the honeymoon over, and now I'm stuck with him, and now he doesn't want to have sex with me 24/7. It's like, maybe because you're both adults, and now you have a job and a kid or something. I thought it was 6 years, not 2. No, I swear there was a statistic that said it was 6 years, but okay, fine, whatever it is. 2 years, 3 years, 4. 3 months, 2 years, and 5. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm misremembering. But the point is, there's like a certain cutoff where the honeymoon phase is over for women. It's average of 5 or 2. Okay. Maybe I'm just misremembering. My apologies. But the point still stands that these people just want this all the fucking time, and you physically cannot do that, physically and mentally, where you can do that constantly all the time with like a stress of a child, or like the stress of wanting to have a house, or like working all the time. You just can't.
Like I mentioned, this is not the first time that this type of criticism has come up. A couple years ago, 3 more women got a lot of heat online for making fun of men who game, with one of the women even suggesting there's a correlation between gaming and the being bad in the bedroom, or
what?
Having small male genitalia.
What? Man, this bitch is redacted. Bro, is so freaking weird, dude. Has she seen the 8 p.m. on StarCraft players or Age of Empires players? Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Yeah, she does not know what she's talking about.
I'll be honest with you, not if I think of the top 10 best dicks I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games are for mediocre dicks.
Well, I grew up
Anecdotal story, no evidence, but okay.
as a gamer, so it was okay with it. That was quite alright with me. I got excited
I don't know
too.
what grown man is spending that much time playing video
There's
games.
a lot of grown men spending a lot of time.
And
on
I
this
don't think
bullshit.
that they're
a lot.
I don't.
Maybe because they don't want to hear you fucking yapping and they just want to play with the boys. Like, what?
I don't think that you could be a great partner or a great lover as a grown man spending time playing video games.
Oh, no get partner, no get like what are we doing, man? What, you want your man to go out and have sex with a bunch of women to like? I don't know, man. This girl boss energy fucking pisses me off. I'm all for girl bossing, but like, holy shit. Here's a prayer to what you are doing to men and female relationships community. I can't, man. I don't think you'd be a great partner if you do all this yapping and whine on a podcast. So true, man. So true. How about you talk to your partner and like resolve these issues instead of bitching about them on air?
You're like,
this is such a weird statement. Do you always judge the appropriateness of a hobby based on man pickles and their performance? Is this a legitimate metric? Why?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. So, like, people who do woodworking have big peepees now? Like, what the hell? There's absolutely no correlation to that.
Why are people like
Crazy.
this? I mean it. Put me in the cannon and launch me to Jupiter. So I have a very vested interest in this topic, both as a woman and as a person who plays video games. So I do feel that it is pretty important to come to the defense of male gamers, and I guess just really any gamer in general. Because if the criticisms that I've so far highlighted in this video are anything to go by, I think people's perceptions of this industry and those who enjoy games are completely off base. And I think it's generally wild to say that gaming is not a hobby, and if it is, it's one that's overall unattractive to women. Because
I just think that if you dedicate time to being alone, I'll tell you what, I think that it's an equivalent hobby to woodworking or bird watching because you get time to yourself. When you're in a relationship and you're constantly at each other's necks or like you don't get like space, that's a really big problem. I'm pretty sure like any relationship therapist will tell you to like fucking give yourself fucking space. Stop doing everything together because then you'll appreciate what is it called? Appreciate the time apart or whatever. I don't fucking know. I feel like that's just like an average thing. Because when my dad started playing Age of Empires and he was playing it, initially my mom was like pretty fucking upset. She's like, you don't do it now, blah, 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 blah. And then they had a talk apparently, according to my mom or my dad, I can't remember who said it. They said that because he works so hard and he doesn't really have any other hobbies other than helping my mom around the house and like collecting, by the way, my dad collects like old Civil War little figurines, also from the Revolutionary War and like the Renaissance or whatever. Sorry, not Renaissance. Napoleonic figurines, and he has like a glass case full of them. Apart from that, he doesn't really have any other hobbies other than like maybe reading and like reading history. He loves video games, but he only loves like a certain type of video game. So my mom started appreciating it, man. Your dad is a boomer version of today's Warhammers? Yes, he's definitely a boomer version of, like, those dads that love painting figurines. And my brother, who's older than me, loves painting Warhammer figurines. He loves those types of games, too. Imagine not getting interest into your parent hobby. I just don't get it, man. My mom finally understood it, but it took a while.
argue in many cases that is not true. I mean, first and foremost, the gaming industry as a whole has changed dramatically over the last few decades, and video games have accelerated in scale and quality during that time too. Rather than games appealing to a small portion of people, now anyone anywhere can play them, which is why
Oh, that is not what the DEI Sweet Baby Inc. think, by the way. They think that all games are made for white men. And that all women need to be unattractive in video games.
Industry has become so enormous. There are so many different stories being told, so many different ideas being explored, and let's remember, importantly, that the amount of women playing games has also grown more and more, and is continuing to do so. And no, Animal Crossing and The Sims don't count as gaming. Please.
I liked Animal Crossing and The Sims. Fuck you, bitch. You're allowed to have the wrong opinion. Fuck you! I liked Animal Crossing and The Sims, and I played World of Warcraft and Dota and blah, 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 blah. Shut up! All of you are wrong!
Stop this. Point being, video games themselves and the gamers who play them come in all forms, and I don't think it's fair to tar everyone with the same brush. With that said, I do understand why some people, some being the operative word, find gaming to be an unattractive hobby, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, when most of us millennials were growing up, which is what our friend Liz Wheeler is, we were only really then starting to see sort of a shift in the way that people viewed men and video games. Until this point, I think it's fair to say that
There it is! The infamous I'm addicted to World of Warcraft. Look at the paladin. This is a human paladin, the banana armor from Molten Core. I think he's in a battleground and he's fighting a Tauren with the Unstoppable Force, maybe? I can't really tell. It's too blurry. I think it is. Yeah, rank 14 Shaman Gear with Unstoppable Force. There we go. I did it. Yes!
Say that gamers were largely associated with the basement-dwelling dorks who played World of Warcraft from dawn.
Dude, I love this documentary, and the way he screams at his mom and shit, it's so ridiculous.
Until dusk. And whether that view is true or not, whether it's fair or not, that's what was portrayed predominantly in media, entertainment, and by all the kids, all those boys that we went to high school with. I can actually testify to this because I fully remember my older brother sitting in the office.
Oh my god, that is so cute! Look, he's wearing a rugby jersey! Is that Philadelphia cream cheese? Oh my fucking god, it is. Oh, she looks so cute! Oh my goodness, a young Sydney! Yeah, look at that. They look so cool.
All day playing WoW. And
he was an Australian WoW nerd. Absolutely based. That is so powerful. Look at those monitors, too. Holy.
Sometimes painting Warhammer. I think he's still...
Dude, my brother did that too.
Still paints Warhammer. To be completely fair to my brother, because, you know, he will probably watch this video, he is in fact the reason why I like gaming at all.
Oh my fucking god. I have a picture just like this of my mom taking a picture of me. Bro. What is it with moms taking pictures of you? Just like you pointing your little finger at it. I was like, fuck, dude, I have a picture just like this. I would show you, but no, I will not. So fucking funny, dude. Is Alana Sydney? No, I think Sydney's older than me because I think my brother was around this age, but I was younger than him. So like, yeah, we're not. She's a bit older.
And I also remember sitting next to him, watching him play Spyro, because little sister. Now that I'm thinking about it, I also remember his LAN parties with his nerd friends. So really, really love aging myself there. Anyway.
Oh, that is so cute, man.
Way, this type of visual and this messaging has definitely been ingrained in a lot of us because it's also what we were exposed to in pop culture. And it's probably why a bunch of elder millennials and people who are older than elder millennials, especially, view gamers through this lens. Actually, hilariously, when I was researching for this video, I found out that the attractiveness of male gamers and how much they game is still being studied because they guess this is a stereotype that never dies.
Yeah, so? Using American Ad Health studies show that adults who are better looking have more close friends. Arguably, gaming is costlier for them and thus have engaged in less of it. Physically attractive teens are less likely to engage in gaming at all, whereas unattractive teens who do games spend more time each week on it than other gamers. I mean, I don't know. This is August 2024, so it's pretty recent, actually.
They game is still being studied because they guess this is a stereotype that never dies. The second reason, and I think this is more applicable across the board, is it is unattractive to come home to your man sitting on his butt all day playing video games. On the weekend.
Yeah, obviously. Like, unless all the chores are done and shit, yeah, I get it.
Gaming. All day gaming. Every single weekend gaming. Can't pull himself away for long enough to spend time with you or to be a father or a husband or whatever. When it becomes an addiction that consumes you, yes, that is a problem and that is unattractive. And this is the primary criticism that I find online when it comes to men and video games.
I mean, there's, again, I can't emphasize this enough. It goes fucking both ways, man. It really does. Usually when you have an addiction, you're running away from something. I knew a girl who was like a kleptomaniac and she would steal from stores. And there was another girl that I knew that was addicted to shopping and she basically would like spend her paycheck on essentially like a bunch of shit and then like have a little bit of money left over on like food. Kaneko Luby? No, I don't know Luby like that, but yes, apparently it's a very common thing. Apparently women are more likely to be kleptomaniacs. I did not know this until like I basically like researched it for myself.
When my husband and I first got married, he was addicted to video games. So if your spouse is addicted to video games or sports or anything, listen to this.
But the thing is, if your man or a man doesn't have a gaming addiction, then what precisely is unattractive about this interest? At least in my experience, the women that I have come into contact with or that I'm friends with or that are in my family and whatever don't really view a man's interest in video games as a good or bad thing. What's most important is how he balances his gaming with his life and its many obligations. For example, back in 2020, a TikToker called Alyssa Nguyen actually had to come out and clarify that her gamer husband did indeed take care of her and her kids after
Oh, this food looks so fucking good, man. Oh, that looks so good!
she began uploading compilations
shit, that was pork belly!
of her bringing him his nightly dinners.
Oh my god, where do I hire this woman? I think I'm gonna die.
She wrote, he
so
does
good.
all his chores, daddy duties, and husband duties before getting on.
Oh, that's so cute!
One person even asked Nguyen if she was happy with the amount of time her husband gamed. Nguyen responded, "It doesn't bother me at all. He plays a couple hours a night after he gets home from a long shift." And
oh, that is so sweet. See, that's how you do it, chat. You can't just forsake everything to play the video games.
honestly, I think this comment crystallizes a broader point. A lot of people, not only men, use video games as a way to alleviate anxiety, to decompress, to de-stress after a long day or a long week or whatever the case may be. And I can actually personally relate to this, and I've actually said this in other videos, where I find nothing more enjoyable after a particularly stressful day than jumping into whatever game I'm playing and just like hacking monsters to death, because it's cathartic and it stops me from
your brain stops working. You start thinking about the game rather than all the problems. That's why it's also a that's why video game addiction is a really and it's an actual problem, because some people use it as a form of escapism to not think about that there's something wrong with you or whatever. I don't fucking know. It depends. It's a nice break from reality, but sometimes you gotta come back, bro.
Committing murder. That is a joke, Mr. FBI man. I am making a joke. Jokes aside, in addition to being cathartic, it is a good form of escapism. I watched one particular TikTok where a guy was describing escapism in video games as a bad thing, using it as an indicator of depression or a person who hates their life, and that very well might be the case sometimes.
I'm not gonna say it, but I did do that at one point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
This just reiterates that men yearn for the mines. But again, why do people frown on this type of escapism, but not when it comes in the form of books or films or television shows? I genuinely feel like there's such an unfair double standard when it comes to gaming that isn't equally applied to other entertainment mediums. Yeah, I'm gonna need you all to stop that. In my opinion, the bottom line here is that gaming is, in fact, a legitimate hobby. And I will argue till I am blue in the face with whoever I need to argue with, that many of us ladies would much rather a guy who games in moderation than one who is down at the bar or at the club every single weekend getting drunk.
True. I would argue it's way worse because, like, drinking all the time, it will eventually affect your body really, really bad, man. That shit is strong. Alcohol addiction is arguably so bad. Not if it's League. Oh, absolutely if it's League. If you have a League addiction, you are up there with the big boys. Also, who the fuck plays League on a fucking controller? Holy shit.
If you are a man.
Oh my god!
And you enjoy video games, that does
this is fake, man. What the hell am I looking at,
not
bro?
make you unattractive.
He's
and
pretending
frankly,
to
it can actually be
play.
a really nice opportunity for bonding.
Also, who's that he's playing? Hold on. Who's he playing?
Not make you unattractive. And frankly, it can actually be a really nice opportunity for bonding with your spouse or girlfriend. And I say,
oh, he's playing Graves. Yeah,
this
I thought
is someone
so.
who freaking loves
It's a stupid skin. I couldn't tell.
couch co-ops. Like, I recently played the Untitled Goose Game, and it was unironically a lot of fun. I have to stay away from the platformers though, because I just let everyone down. People who make the claim that gaming is antisocial and will turn men into murder factories genuinely don't seem to understand the nature of gaming and how community-based and collaborative it often is these days. A lot of modern games have...
I have some friends that I've known since 2014 that I still talk to pretty much every day. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't know. I when I was really, really into WoW and other games, it was like an outlet for me, man. Why can't you just talk to the people in the game and not shoot them? I mean, you can. 2008, one of my best friends. Yeah, I hear those stories a lot. There's some people who make lifelong friends like that.
A ton of multiplayer features, and it allows you to do, like, you know, the teamwork. In a time where people are super disconnected, the gaming world is actually pretty great at helping people make friends and create communities. I'll say as well that there are apparently a bunch of other measurable benefits to playing games, like improvements to cognitive functioning, problem solving, impulse control, and so on and so forth, but I don't want to get into it, so I don't know, I guess I'll link some of these in the description, and you can read them in your own time.
Yeah, I've seen some kids playing Dark Souls, and that shit's crazy. Yeah, little like 4, 5, 6-year-olds playing Dark Souls. It's like, what the hell, man? They're like fucking better than I am, man.
Are definitely way more things to add about this specific topic, but the one that I want to leave you with, the last thought that I have here, is that I definitely think that there is an online trend where people can't stand to see men doing things that make them happy.
Men have...
Oh, they're just miserable and they hate men. It's the same people who hate women for literally, like, the reason for existing. Or they're ugly, or, like, they're, like, not conventionally attractive. Like, it goes both ways, man. It's sad. I think if you have a lot of hatred in your heart, it, like, starts seeping into every aspect of your life. Like the roots of a tree or, like, a little parasite, and it's just, like, kind of ingrains in your body. You're just miserable to everyone and everything.
Video games and sports, what do women have?
I actually see this a lot on Twitter, but with relation to women, where people will post a video of women just doing something fun and silly and goofy and enjoying themselves, and then this onslaught of comments and responses are mad that the women are having fun. I see that a lot here with this issue, and I absolutely hate it when people do it to both of the sexes. Just
true.
Let people enjoy things. Personally, I'm really glad that gaming has become such a positive outlet for so many people. And as far as unattractive interests go, I think it's worth remembering that when it comes to hobbies and relationships, any hobby can become an obstacle, much in the same way that it can also be an asset. If you enjoy something or have a hobby or have a special interest that gets in between you and somebody else, or it is an all-consuming thing that pushes everybody out of your life, well, yeah, I mean, that's a problem. But if you
obviously, there's cases of people getting addicted to like Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, and they forsake everything, and then someone, like there's a case of someone who was playing The Sims and they let their baby die. I'm not even joking. That was like a horrifying thing for me to learn. I think I was like 10 or 12, and I read an article somewhere saying that some woman abandoned her child, and basically the child died because they were neglected. That was the thing. No, it was The Sims, WoW, and I think it was Minecraft. There's another case with Minecraft. It's just addiction, period. There's nothing, like, attached to, like, video game exclusives, you know? You become completely self-destructive to the point that you hurt people around you. Exactly. Like, it's not exclusive to video games.
Can take an interest or a hobby or a thing that you love and share it with somebody else in an engaging way, or in a way for yourself that passes time but doesn't fill it, I think that's really positive. And honestly, I think that's really all any of us actually want. In the end, if gaming is a thing that you can share with your wife or girlfriend, a thing that you can use to decompress, or even something that has helped you build a really strong community with friendships and positive experiences, no woman in their right mind would consider that a problem. And if they do, I think that says much more about that woman than the gamer himself.
True. Throw her out the window. If she starts threatening you over your PlayStation, throw her out the window.
Now, on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Manukora using the link in the description. I unironically love this honey, so I'm really excited about this sponsorship, and I hope you guys love it as well if you decide to give it a crack. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is gaming, in fact, unattractive? Are you one of these ladies who just thinks, yuck, I'm not interested, I'm not about this is terrible? Are you a guy who thinks it's unattractive and terrible? Are you somebody who really likes gaming and likes to share that with your loved ones? Are you somebody who maybe is on the addiction side of things and you can see how bad and damaging all of
ex-addict, hand up,
this can be? Do you think that the commentary around gaming is fair? Is it unfair? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them. I really like hearing your feedback.
I don't read my YouTube comments, chat.
Of course, if you have any video suggestions or video ideas, feel free to let me know, because I do have a running list of those. And as always, I will see you wonderful pretty people in the next video.
Clappies! Now, I do read some comments. I'm just saying a lot of them are cooked. I get a lot of nice comments too. But yay! That was a great video! Clappies! Yay! Larry, your viewers request you're crazy? I genuinely think that YouTube comments are a different breed. Twitch is a different culture, man. Like, I know we get some cooked comments here and there saying, like, show me your tits or, like, whatever, but most of the time it's really, like, just pretty normal. So the thing about YouTube comments, I think they believe nobody's actually going to read them, so they just go off the rails. Yeah, I've seen some horrible fucking nasty comments, man. I think think when you start, so like, you know how, you know, a video starts and like Sydney's talking, like I'm on the screen, for example, when they scroll down and they start going like, I fucking hate your stupid, ugly ass bitch, and they start like saying the stupid shit, they don't see my face and they dissociate, I think, though, like, for real. I think they just start saying horrible shit.
For you.